Hello and welcome to episode 103 on the Online Trainers Podcast. Today's topic is sales isn't the answer. Hello and welcome to the Online Trainers Podcast, where we go behind the scenes to uncover the latest tactics and strategies top trainers around the world are using to get more clients, dominate their marketplace and get their clients amazing results. There is absolutely no fluff here. I'm your host, Lynn Trim. I know I'm going to be a little bit controversial. I know I'm going to be contradicting a lot of what I've said earlier on inside of the podcast. I truly believe that, if you're looking in 2017 to build your business, and why I'm going to do this podcast episode today is only particularly I've seen a lot of people around me suffer in terms of growing their business because they've hired a massive sales team and they've been burnt out through that. I've got a mastermind friend of mine who has 60 people doing sales calls every single day. And why I wanted to make this post is particularly, focused on what you're trying to build. I think if you're here, if you're listening to me, you want to have more fun, more freedom, more fulfillment. And that is freedom, okay? Doing what you want when you want. More fun is that you don't want to get caught up and work with clients who aren't a good fit. And obviously you want more finances because you believe that the more people you help, the more you'll get paid in the end. And that's a simple process. So if you are here, if you're listening to the podcast show, then this resonates with you. And I know this because one of my good friends, he's been running a business. He's got 60 sales staff, his life. And I was having a chat to him the other day and his life is absolutely crap. He's always stressed out. The clients that he works with, he's built a business and he's built a it's $1 million business with 60 people. And for me, that isn't even worth it. It's doing $1 million in profit. I think he's about 5 million revenue. I was doing $1 million in profit, but the fact is he's absolutely hating his life. And so when I look at that, I really say sales isn't the answer because his system, is so focused on getting sales. He's really cold calling. He's calling any leads that opt into his Facebook ads. And ultimately, when I look at his product and service, I can see that, he's got. And when we do this and when I sit down with people and when we talk and when we master them, we have a look at each other's businesses to see what area of expertise we can bring to the table. For me, particularly, he has a great sales system. He just doesn't have a great fulfillment system. And why I'm telling you this at the moment in time is because if you're here, you're listening to this podcast show, you know that the 3 things that you need to do in order to grow your business is this. Number 1, get leads. Okay. Do you have a way? Do you have a system to attract qualified leads every single day on autopilot? And I don't mean autopilot as though you'll never touch it again, but do you have a system that runs that it's going to generate leads for the next week? Do you know it's going to generate consistent amount of leads? Okay. That's the first step. And unfortunately for most fitness business coaches, the answer is no. The second way is, do you have a system to convert those leads into actual clients and get money? One of those things is, if you don't have that, your business isn't going to survive because businesses survive on cash flow. Cash flow is like the fuel for your business. The last thing that I always have to ask, this is the most important thing, can you get your clients results? This is the most important thing I need to ask you today because if you can't get your clients results, the chances of you growing your business is slim to none. In fact, you're going to damage your business that way. You're going to damage your brand. But also, you're going to damage something even more important than that, and that is your own mindset. That is, you're going to develop neuro associations. You're going to build up these beliefs, that you can't get your clients results. Because remember, the more we do something, the more it naturally happens. So the more you get results, the better you are at getting results. The worse you get results, you develop a belief that maybe you can't get results. You just go, you're going to knock yourself out of the game. I think if you're in business, you are your most important asset. So you need to look after your mindset first. Now, one of the big things and one of the reasons why I'm doing this podcast episode today is because I want to tell you that sales isn't the answer to your solution. So many people push sales. Whilst I agree that sales is an important part of your business, if you sell a cold lead, and if you go up and call up a mum who wants to get into shape, you've gotten her phone number that, she hasn't really expressed any interest to want to work with you. You call her up and then you sell her based on her pain points. You use some of these NLP techniques. You basically future pace her. You tell her and you get into a state of why she needs to change now, today. And she feels so much pain that she hands over $1,000 to you to go, right, I want to work with you. This is cool. What's going to happen is you're going to deal with a very cold client. Okay? Just because they are a cold lead and just because they are becoming a client, it doesn't mean that they are warm. And therefore, what happens is if you get really good at sales, and this is the thing that I see with people who are so good at sales, including myself, is that we'll sell anybody into the program. Unfortunately, they weren't a right fit for the program, which then takes its toll on the program itself. Therefore, you start to doubt your abilities. You start to doubt your abilities as a coach. You start to question whether or not you're good enough to get them results. Because they weren't the right fit for the program in the first place, and you were so focused on selling them into the program because you didn't have a consistent supply of quality leads. I think for most business owners, the biggest thing that you can do, number one, is to get results. No matter what, that you can deliver. That's the first thing. Craft in, zone in on your craft. Be better. Right? Evolve. Start learning mindset. Start learning psychology. Start learning how you can actually influence and motivate and inspire your clients to take action if they get results. The second thing, set up a high quality lead generation system that doesn't rely on you putting out huge opportunity Facebook ads that basically get cold clients and cold leads that you sell into becoming cold clients, because I just talked about having cold clients. The fact is they're going to have buyer's remorse. They're not going to be motivated. They're not going to know who you are to actually want to work with you. They're not going to respect you. They're going to make your life a big pain in the ass. They're going to be a big pain in the ass to your life. So what you need to understand is that sales is one of those things that if you set up your lead generation system in place and you are consistent, and you've heard me talk about the conveyor belt in the previous podcast episode, if you haven't, go and listen to that because that is so crucial. If you understand that the conveyor belt method is actually going to help you attract the right and ideal customers and clients into your business, selling becomes easy. And I know that it sounds hyper cliche or it sounds fluffy, but selling becomes easy because you actually filter out a lot of the people that actually don't want to work with you, and you actually get the people that do want to work with you because you've built so much trust and loyalty by making those deposits into those bank accounts every single day, right? The emotional bank accounts of your prospects, that signing up people to your program, getting clients becomes effortless. And when you grow your business in this mindful state, and I've had to learn the hard way, but I see my friend over there with 60 sales staff and he doesn't have a lead generation system generating high quality leads. And by high quality, I mean warm, hot prospects who actually want to work with you. And the only way you can do that is if you add value to their life every single day. Email, Facebook posts, podcasting, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, all those avenues that you can add value to your assets' lives, right? Rather than going out there to try and cold call people who are just opted in for a huge opportunity ad, you are going to run a much easier, much more enticing business, and a business that gets results, a business that has better retention rates, a business that you can get true results for yourself, which actually makes you feel better because now you actually go, holy crap, I can get people results. And that is why sales isn't the answer. Sales is a good starting point and you need to understand sales. But if you drive full force into going, I want to develop the biggest sales team, you're going to fail. And that's why some of the most biggest businesses in the world, if it was that easy, why wouldn't businesses go in and hire 1,000 sales staff and actually grow to $1 billion, $1 trillion and hire 1 million people on their sales teams? Because if it were easy, it wouldn't happen that way, because unfortunately, if you sell someone who isn't a good fit for your product, that is, they don't know enough about you, that is, they don't respect you, that is, they don't believe that you are the ultimate solution to their problems, then you will have a poor retention rate. And it all comes from your lead generation system. And if you go and use the conveyor belt method, that is, use a short-term, have a short-term bucket, have a long-term bucket, and build those assets. The short-term bucket might mean a challenge. The people that don't sign up to your programs via the challenge, you put them in the long-term bucket, you nurture them, you add value to their lives, you deliver every single day and you show up and you be consistent, you will generate high-quality leads, which then in turn makes your life completely much easier as a business owner to run, but also to scale. Because now you get to work with people who know, love and trust you. So my question for the day, and after doing the webinar and after talking to trainers and really having a look at where the incongruencies and the inconsistencies are, not only in trainers' business, but also in my friend's business, that sales isn't the answer. It's understanding that you need to put in the work. Okay? So I've got one task for you today, and that is for you to go up and set up your lead generating, high converting, high quality lead generation system, aka the conveyor belt method, which I've coined the term as, because I think of it as a conveyor belt. They start away from you, and you stand there and you just deliver, and you tell them where to come, and they will come. But you need to deliver value. The question of the day is, where in your business at the moment in time can you set up a high quality lead generation, understanding that you need to be consistent every single day, and you need to show up and deliver value to somebody else's life and your prospect's life or your niche's life in order to generate high quality leads. What modalities do you need to use? Is it email? Is it blogging? Is it podcasting, YouTube videos? Whatever the modalities. Pick that modality and get started. Okay? Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you tomorrow on tomorrow's podcast episode. I really hope you enjoyed that webinar I did with Tim Say. I'm going to be doing another one this week with a special guest speaker. I know you've heard of him before. We're going to have a bit of chat and banter. But with that being said, go and do this one exercise. And of course, as we get into 1,600 listeners and subscribers every single day tuning in, go and share this with your accountability buddy and do the work. All right. I'll see you on tomorrow's podcast episode. Have a great day.
Alright, if you enjoyed this podcast, please leave me a 5-star review on iTunes, and feel free to leave a review, and that way I can respond and I can take that on board in developing content to serve you. Now, if you're not a part of the Online Trainers Club on Facebook, please do yourself a favor and be a part of the conversation. That's where I add daily tips, tricks and strategies on how you can build out funnels, how you can get more clients, and ultimately become a better online coach. Thank you for listening.